Seneca, Anderson area.
Good golly, Miss Molly!
What a shot over high hands, high duress situation.
Good heavens.
There he is. Brevin, good morning.
What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. Thanks for doing the show.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, that was some kind of game Saturday now, man. Come on. That was nuts.
Man, we needed that one bad, man. I feel like for the circumstances that we were in, had our back against the wall, back in the hometown. We had to get it done.
Man, that was crazy. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Look forward to having you
excited.
on. How many tickets did you have the other night? What kind of ticket ratio were you brokering for the whole week? How'd you do, man?
I ended up, I think I got all my teammates' tickets besides like 5 or 6 of them. I ended up using like 48, I believe.
Wow.
So
I figured it would be heavy. Sit tight. Here we go.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a second.
All right, got you.
Can't leave him open.
Galloway! I love that kid! A 3-ball!
And he is fired up. Big time shot by Galloway from nearby Seneca, Anderson area.
Good golly, Miss Molly!
What a shot over high hands, high duress situation.
You know, they call Anderson, South Carolina, Wes, the Electric City. And this dude was electric on Saturday. Let's bring him on.
Fact.
Making his debut, Brevin Galloway joins us. First of all, Brevin, great having you on the show, making your debut. But, man alive, you've played a lot of basketball in your life. In your life, have you had a game in terms of individually and from a team perspective as much fun as that was Saturday? That was a crazy comeback.
That was definitely one of the best moments of my life. I feel like I've had a lot of good games, a lot of good nights, but that definitely is at the top of it right now.
All right, but Brevin, we're writing a script here that's crazy, right? I mean, you grow up in the area, you start your college career at College of Charleston, you play for Coach Grant there. You guys kind of in a deal. You took advantage of the extra year. He leaves, goes to BC. You take advantage, go to get the extra year with BC. You guys now go back to an area you're both incredibly familiar with, fall behind by 23, and what are you thinking?
I think it was like 32-11 at one point, and I'm just like, this is horrible. I mean, because the biggest thing was me and Makai, we always talked about we got to win on the road, And I feel like if we'd have lost that one, we'd have lost life in terms of just how our year could have went. So I feel like winning that game definitely, hopefully, could flip the switch for us.
If it makes you feel better, it was actually 34-11. It was that horrible. But it changed in a drop of a hat there, Brevin. 34-11. And I tell you what, we were watching the highlights, and I know shooters, man. You know what? When it leaves the hand, you just know. When that one left your hand for the lead, you knew it, didn't you? That looked like it was about as pure as it gets.
Man, that was a beautiful moment. I really had to, as soon as it left my hands, I kind of just sat there and kind of watched it go in just to really just live in the moment. Doing that in my hometown where I grew up, not really being recruited by them, not getting offered by them. That feeling was insane to do that at their place.
All right, I want to go back to, they're all going to talk about the game winner, Brevin, and that's fine, the one that puts you in front. But the one from the Tiger Paw is the one I got to ask you about, man. I mean, did Coach Grant, did you just think, hey, guys, look here now, the vibe is rolling in 5-1 now. This one is going up when I cross the line.
Well, I have a lot of confidence in myself. I really think any shot I can shoot is going in. Even the questionable ones, even the ones that people may not really think that are good shots or, good high-quality shots. I don't really care. I feel like I can make any shot. So as soon as I stepped back half court, I was calling Kai's name. I was yelling it, Kai, Kai, Kai. And then he passed me the ball. I like to shoot it, so he let me rock out.
Yeah, that was hey, Curry, hold my beer. Let me just let this one light up from about 35 feet. That was just about I'm telling you, man, you were smoking hot. But, I mentioned about winning on the road. I mentioned it was 708 days without getting that W on the road. And I know after a while you don't want to talk about it. You're sick and tired of hearing about it. But that had to feel like, man, get the gorilla off my back, because that was like finally we could put this thing to rest, and now let's go play ball the rest of the year.
Definitely. For us, it was more of a culture win just to do that on the road. Down 23, I feel like for what Coach Grant wants for his program, just to show the grittiness and the toughness that we did to come back from 23 points. That deficit is crazy to do, and to do it on the road at their place in a crazy environment as Clemson is, that was really, really impressive. And I, really love our guys, love the team we got. I feel like we can make some noise the rest of the way too.
All right, Brevin, let's get to the bigger picture. There's the one from the toe of the paw, by the way. Here's the idea for me. Earl Grant is a proven basketball coach. He's done a great job. He did a great job at Charleston. I think he'll do really good things at Boston College. But yet he's got to have some guys who can share the message. I thought that was one of your roles when I knew you were going to join him, was you could share the message. You could kind of be that conduit to the rest of the team. You've already mentioned Mekhi Ashton Langford, tremendous player. You guys have got pieces. So you knew it would be a step-by-step process. But what has this experience been like? And does Saturday kind of trampoline or amplify you guys ahead in this season?
So, to me and Mekhi, obviously, and James Carnick are the captains of the team. So the biggest thing is just capitalizing, making the most of each day. I feel like I think Coach Grant wrote on the board the other day, we only have like 45 days left the seniors do, with college basketball. So obviously we're trying to just, live in the moment, take each day seriously and just have fun and enjoy each moment, because obviously it's going to fly by. These next 2.5 months are going to go by quick. So we just want to just enjoy what we can while we can. So that's pretty much it.
Brevin, talk about the toughness of this team. It's one thing to say, all right, we're down 34-11. We can wait. Well, hey, here's the white flag. We're done. We'll tap out. We'll get you the next time. But, man, to come back from 23 down, and then, you make the comeback, hey, now let's close it, right? Now you got the lead. Now, hey, we spent all this energy to finally get the lead. Now let's close the deal. The toughness of this team, that can only help you moving forward in the next game that gets tight with 4 minutes to go. They're like looking around going, hey, we've come back from 23 down. Hey, we're down a bucket with the ball. Let's go win this thing, right? It changes really the mindset of this team totally moving forward.
Oh, definitely. Because the biggest thing for us is we needed to believe that we could win. So for us to be able to do that in that kind of atmosphere and to, make an upset like that and to come back from that kind of deficit, I feel like we got all the belief in the world now. So I feel like going forward, whatever kind of adversity we face, I feel like we'll be able to really overcome that with ease.
All right. Now, you mentioned your teammates. You guys have got quite a cast of characters, guys that have been kind of put together. You mentioned Carnick, who's Canadian, Bickerstaff, Ashton Langford, DeMar Langford. You got all these guys. Quincy Post, who plays. You can look at a stat sheet at Boston College and tell, hey, look, they're guys that are making plays. Jaden Zachary's had big moments for you. So take me through kind of how you guys have been. You have no choice but to gel, right? We got to get along. We have to be a team type deal, I'm thinking.
Definitely. And we kind of made that known from the day one. Coach Grant is big on humility and unselfishness. And we kind of just want each other to thrive. That's the biggest thing about our team, man. We don't care who shoots the ball. Even though I love shooting the ball, I really don't care. I think I really want Jaden Zachary to shoot the ball more. But other than that, though, we're really a selfish group. We really don't care who gets the shine, who gets the praise, the awards, none of that, man. We just want to win and just set the tone for BC culture.
By the way, what was that locker room like with Coach Grant? Was a little celebration afterwards in Little John? What was that like?
Oh, man, that feeling was unreal, man. I'll always remember that moment. That was insane.
All right, can I describe what happened, though? I can only, like I said, I can only imagine after a 23-point deficit, you come back for the win. And the relationship the coach has with Brad Brunell. There's a lot of interesting ties between Clemson and BC to get that W. So give me a couple highlights from the locker room after the game.
We went in there, coach. We put on some Gunna, that new Gunna that dropped. We put on some Gunna, and then Coach Grant just danced a little bit. We talked about it. Obviously he was proud of us, how we showed the toughness, how gritty we were, and then, we just celebrated. Obviously that was a big moment. Then me and Coach Grant hugged. We rejoiced, walked out to the court, just captured everything, looked at the gym, kind of just walked with each other to the media station and was like, wow, we really did it. Like, we grew up here. I met him when I was 10 years old there, whenever he was coaching at the camp. So it was just like, wow, man, this is an unreal moment.
All right, let's get to that part of this, because to me, that's the really emotional ties for this. And the fact you grew up in the area. We had one of your guys on here earlier in the show, Darian Rencher, who I know you've known a long time, because you guys and your brother, Braden, who played at Clemson in football, you guys all know each other from that area. So here's the whole deal. You come back and play in the area. And I joked with you. Now, I know guys that go back to their hometown that have to leverage a lot to get tickets now. I mean, I've been on enough campuses and traveled with teams to know when a cat needs tickets for a game, he's willing to do just about anything. So how did you leverage the ticket demand you had for Saturday? I want to know what the payback's going to be to some of your teammates here.
Actually, I didn't even have to really do anything. They were just, as soon as I asked for the tickets, they understood what time it was. They knew I'm coming back home. We trying to have a big game. They kind of just let me have it. And a lot of the guys are, not really from down south either, though, so they ain't have families.
Okay. All right. Here's the second part. How many Clemson guys were on your ticket the other night? Because I know your brother was on. Your brother had to be on the ticket. Who else was in there from Clemson that was pulling for the Brevin Galloway camp the other night?
The crazy thing is, my brother and them, they had a banquet, so I really couldn't really play in front of like everybody. I wanted to play in front of. I'm cool with Xavier Thomas, KJ Henry, those type of guys, Mario Goodrich. So some of the football players that I wasn't really able to play in front of them. So that kind of was upsetting. But it is what it is.
You know what the good news though is, Brevin? Next time you see him, you're gonna go, yeah. I remember last time I walked in, Little John. I mean, you got a story to tell. Next time you get a chance to be up with those guys, right? Without question.
Definitely got bragging rights.
Oh, no doubt. It's all about scoreboard, man. It's always about scoreboard. Before we let you go, our traditional question for every student athlete that appears on the show: since you've been now at Boston College, what has been your hardest class?
My hardest class is definitely I've only taken 3 classes so far. The grad school got me living good up here at Boston College. Yeah. So I think my hardest class would probably be sports law, just because of the terminology. I'm not really familiar with the terms and stuff like that inside the courtroom. I'm not really familiar with all that stuff. So that was probably the toughest one, just trying to adjust to trying to learn what each word meant and kind of stuff like that. But other than that, though, it's been smooth up here. I love it.
Like it. Nice.
Well, hey, I know one thing. You need a coat. You've got to get a coat up at Boston College. You can't be walking around in like a sweater and a sweat jacket up there, right?
Definitely. I had to buy my first pair of gloves the other day, so upsetting. Normally down south, we went down to Clemson, man. All I had to do was throw on a hoodie. Now I got to come up here. As soon as we hopped off the jet, I had to put on 2 coats, gloves.
Hey, Brevin, you got to protect those hands, man. You making shots like that, brother. You got to keep those hands nice and warm.
Definitely.
Keep up the good work, man.
All right. Know you guys are on the road Wednesday night at Louisville. Thanks for the time. Good luck there, okay?
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
You bet. Brevin Galloway of Boston College. A great story.